Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day. I'm planning on going live a little later around 4 or 5 o'clock with a buddy, and we're just going to talk about the current states of some things and the current situations going on throughout the world. But I wanted to point out a couple of hypocrisies and a couple of things that you guys should understand. And I wanted to point out how the world's been imploding since around like COVID hit, right? So I want to show you guys something. I'm about to show you something Trump said on his camera, and then I'm going to show you something else he said about China and cars when dealing with outsourcing in the world. But I want you to listen to something, and I'm going to explain to you all in real time how he's destroying the commonwealth of these different countries, which then destroys America later on in the future. Now watch this.
To get people to bring back their money. You couldn't bring back your money if you had money in Europe, like Apple.
Now I'm going to be pausing it every once in a while because I don't need like copyrights trying to delete videos and stuff. But he is about to explain a current situation with these different countries and how we have money stored in these countries and what he did to destroy those concepts. Watch this, or constructs.
Apple had many billions of dollars outside. They couldn't bring it. There was no way to bring it back in. The bureaucracy, the documents, the whole thing. And also the tax was too high. You know, they wanted like half of it or something. Nobody's going to do that.
So because of the taxes and the other things set in place for a reason, these other companies throughout the world spend their money in that country. So I'll give you an example. Let's say JB has let's say JB has a corporation that's in America, and he has 6 companies throughout the world. One of the companies is in Europe, maybe a couple companies in Europe, a couple in China and Russia, one in Arabia and different locations, right? So with my companies and those countries, so to speak, as a metaphor, now I will be spending all this money in those countries regularly because I wouldn't be able to bring it home. This also this happens a lot when dealing with like money laundering, when people try to launder money so that way the government can't get its taxes and whatnot, or the country of origin. So a lot of times when you see people outsourcing to different countries, it's for many different reasons. But a lot of times you see these factories outsourcing to save money. So what you're already doing is you're saving money by getting people to basically do free labor based on these countries' laws. But then you removed a lot of these political things that were in place for me to bring all my money back to America. So let me explain how that hurts the country. Now, you notice I showed you all these different videos of how the truckers were affected, the farmers, the agriculture in these different countries. Notice what's happening in France. When Africa is kicking France out, and because of what Trump did, all these companies are able to bring their money back home. He's destroying the commonwealth of these other countries. This is why I said when immigrants advocate for him, I think it's pure comedy. So now let's say JB had a company in France. And because Trump set this up, I could bring all my money back home. Bye-bye, France. Don't got to worry about this. Now, all these agricultural companies in France, all these restaurants, maybe businesses, things I was purchasing in France, now just got cut clean off. Understand what I'm telling y'all, what Trump is doing.
They leave their money in Japan and they spend their money there. That was part of what I did. The money came pouring back in. Apple took in hundreds of billions of dollars. They brought it back from overseas. They brought it in.
So how does the deficit increase because of that?
So what happened is this.
How does the deficit increase because of that? Think of how. Okay, so let's say America's in debt by a lot of money. And because we hold a lot of power and different services, because this is basically an island, what resources do we have for real besides education and media? So now a bunch of Commonwealth programs are set in place for America to help the world and help redeem the world in certain subtle ways that this selfish, ignorant businessman would not know about or care about. Because I'll give you an example. You hear a lot of Republicans. I'm going to take it way back, and then I'm going to bring you to this day and age. Knock it off. Stop fighting. I'm going to take it to way back and then bring it to this day and age. Let's say back in the day you have these states. And these states were fighting the federal government. And these states wanted to own people as property. We'll call it slavery. Well, you have all these random people in the South fighting for the plantation owners and the South government, right? And the states. So the people that are really making money are the people that work on the plantations, getting the scraps. The plantation owner and farmer and different people like that, and the businesses that come up from that. And then you'd have the state, right? So all these random people are basically out of work because slaves are doing it. So then you have further in history or later in history, you would have racism, right? Which led to detasseling. Now all these people have to detassel together, right? But because they don't want the people in these demographics to have money or come up, now all these Caucasians and general population are being affected by these racist laws because they're not rich. So then you come to this day and age, you have this businessman who is rich. I think Tucker Carlson has a trust fund, baby. You guys would have to do research on that. But you have all these people who are rich advocating for more rich people. And then because I'm reading these comments, and Donald Trump was praised for this interview, but left a whole bunch of people hanging for a rally. Basically meaning he left all of them for this interview. So then you go even further. Watch this.
We were ready to rock and roll, and then we had the COVID thing, and we had to focus on that.
An emergency. So I wanted to bring this up, right? They said COVID wasn't even real. If you pay attention to a lot of the right-wing media, and really a lot of the media, they said COVID wasn't real. They talk stuff about science and vaccines, mixed a bunch of this money laundering buffoonery trying to quick fix one into real science and vaccines, making a whole bunch of people anti-science. So then, right, oh, the virus was real. I don't even, anyways, the point is, no matter how much they want to politicize it. But anyways, the point is, Obama set up all these programs for Obamacare and healthcare, and even Biden was setting up Medicare to be cheap and setting up vials of like insulin to be dirt cheap. You have all these people in the right-wing spectrum. Public aid is bad. Health, all these blackies and darkies are on public aid and blah, blah, blah. Housing is bad and and all this noise they was making, right? Upon of already oppressed people. Then when these people's houses was getting destroyed, how is 750 enough? Is that a big enough public loan to give them and blah, blah? It's not fair. Then, right, now once COVID's around, are they doing enough for Medicaid? Are they doing enough for people in healthcare who need help with healthcare and blah, blah, blah? Then all these businesses get affected. Is a PPP loan enough? 20,000, is it enough? You see what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain. And America's already in debt. So when we try to help, this is his solution. Because I'm going to go down and talk about this real quick. I made a comment about this. Watch what he says about outsourcing. Because he's all America, America, America. Build factories in America. We should tariff. Because all the tariff does is, and I'll bring it up for you so you guys can see this too, is a tax levied by a government on goods imported or exported across national borders. So if they're all outsourcing to these other countries making billions, then the country who it's in, who their corporation is in, is the one getting taxed. So then they're the ones that have to increase prices. So the country is taxed, but the corporation that's here just increased the prices. So watch this, right? It's all, watch this.
Cars. If you build a factory here or have a factory, they don't take our cars. They wouldn't take our cars. But if
they don't take our products here,
you build a plant in China, you can do that. Elon did that. By the way, Elon is great. That guy is such a great guy. I think.
Like, China. They made up this whole lie about Asians starting the COVID virus. Like, the same thing with the Haitians eating cats and dogs. But this man's telling people to go put their factories in China and different countries. So then all you random Americans, you're not going to have jobs. All the data scientists that created AI and all these amazing things getting replaced by AI. Engineers and everyday people getting replaced by immigrants that come in and do it for cheap and say, yes, sir, yes, sir. While the Americans get harmed every time. And people still vote for this dude. He's on the air forsaking a rally he set up to tell people to outsource their jobs, then put tariffs on the country they outsource it to, destroy the Commonwealth so that all the money comes back to the corporate owners, so that then when these farmers start throwing poop on buildings when COVID hit, COVID did hit in Biden, all these decisions was coming in 2018, 2019, when this guy was the president and the world went in shambles because he wasn't prepared and doesn't know about foreign affairs. He's a slimy businessman. This dude's saying outsource, tariff the country, tax the country you outsource to. Immigrants are bad, but got immigrants advocating as to why African Americans are good. I mean, a terrible problem, and do all the stuff. Then he sells golden shoes, right? He's selling Bibles. He's selling, like, I don't know how else to say this, man. Like, this got to be like a dream. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Like, it has to be, I don't know. This don't make sense to me. Like, the dude is destroying the Commonwealth, destroying the people, making them racist with silly stuff he's saying, completely destroying different countries and this country. They still pay. Look, I'm going to show you something else. He said he's tired of people talking about defund the police. He's sick of people talking about defund the police. And it's so sad what happens to the police. Even Joe Rogan brought up how policemen have a high consistency of suicide throughout the police departments and whatnot as a statistic. I don't know. I'm just saying what I hear and reading the statistics. But this dude has a problem with defund the police. But wants to I don't know how to explain this, man. Because the police right now are like basically running rampant, doing what they will. But then when you try to deal with the situation, because he doesn't want to fund. Oh, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, I kind of lost it right there because suicide awareness. I'm sorry. But this dude said he's going to end federal income tax. So I hope y'all know what that means. Bye-bye to earned income tax. And I see a lot of regular everyday people that work at factories talking about vote for Trump. Like, so if he gets rid of federal income tax, you can say bye-bye to your federal earned income credit. Like, he's destroying the Commonwealth. He has a problem with public aid and federal and aid setup and public aid. But all his constituents, and I'm talking about $750 for housing disasters. They mocked $20,000 for PPP loans. And I don't even know how to. Oh, that's what I meant to say. So he's going to get rid of federal income taxes, right? But has a problem with defund the police. So can anybody here explain to me how those concepts bump? You don't want to defund the police, but you don't want federal income taxes. Honestly, if there wasn't no federal income taxes, I don't know how you guys would have anything. I don't understand. Then there would be what, state taxes? And what did DeSantis just do to Florida when they needed aid? So I don't even know, dude, what is happening. If maybe my punishment was given wisdom in this world, I don't even know. That's a cute doggy down there. I'm not a huge dog person just because I know a lot of people will say like he's adorable and he's friendly. But you guys are saying that from like a human's perspective. You don't know that animal. All animals are, different in nature. They have different instincts. And so, yeah, a lot of dogs have done amazing things. They train dogs. They're seeing eye dogs. There's beautiful, amazing dogs. But I've gone to a couple of people's house and they're like, the dog's not going to do nothing. One time at a house party, and this is different, of course, a lot of people, and the pit like started snapping and started going wild. But then one time I went to a house, it was this beautiful gray pit. Oh, this dog was so beautiful, but it had a huge head. It was a pit, but it was so clean. These people were like well off, I think, or they weren't even rich, but they were good pet owners. They were good people. And I was terrified of this dog, but it was friendly. It kept like laying its head on me, and whole time nothing. It was just the calmest dog ever. So, it's just, each situation is different. And so, there's been times around family, the dog's not perfectly fine. It barks, and scares the shit out of me. And it don't really bite or nothing. It's just excited. But, I don't know. I'm more of a cat person. And I know growing up, I wasn't a cat person. I know a lot of people might not like cats, but I love cats. My cat, Dracula, is very calm and collective. Okay, sorry about that. But anyways, if you guys would just pay attention to secular things that he would say, he's a businessman. He's trying to make the rich richer like himself. And then the rich control the media, so they're going to pay a bunch of tethers to talk stupid. Because I don't know why immigrants advocate for him from any country. He's destroying your commonwealths. So like, you heard what he just said he did for Apple, and he was the president 2016 through 2020, right? So watch this. And you guys will blame Joe Biden, right? What happened to France's... Why did France begin revolting recently? Because you guys will talk about protests are so bad, but then see, this is gonna go like to 18th century America. Hold on. Recent revolts from France. From France. The protests been going on in France, right? Why would this be going on? Why is France going through all this stuff? And I told you, they talk about CCP and Russia and China and these different countries with propaganda, but America controls their media and news too. And they try to do something called doxing people, where they'll call jobs and start all type of mess. But look, the 2022 French protests. So let me get on YouTube, because YouTube seems to be more freely with giving this information, because America media is ridiculous. I told you the rich control the media, so they try to spin things. And I'm not saying the Democrats are completely innocent in history. This isn't what this is. This is a warning from a man with consciousness and awareness. France's protests. Because like I said, I've been finding videos from different people from Russia and China, and they're not the people that the media... Every time you hear something about Russia and China, dictators, none of that's true. It's all bullcrap. Now, look at these protests in France from the farmers and stuff. Why don't they just freely put this on Google and different news sites? They were burning things. These countries were revolting because of the problems.
This is it. Voters are casting their ballots.
Hello, great man. Vote
and now is your last...
An extraordinary sight on the Paris highways. Tractors, hundreds.
The farmers were throwing poop on buildings. Now, what did Trump just say? Now, you can't remember, look, Biden had just gotten office in around 2022, right? That's around halftime. But then you got the whole election process and everything taking its time to get into place. So, who's the one that said they took all this money from the different countries and then basically put tariffs on everybody? Trump just did out of his own mouth, right? Then when Biden and people like Obama try to fix all these things, they call them every name in the book. The Republican, why do the gas prices go down when Republicans are in office? Because the Republican president that starts, I want to show y'all some history real quick, and I want to show y'all some things. Obama set up, there's this movie, right? John Q. In case y'all can't remember history. Do y'all remember what healthcare used to be like? Anybody that's from the... Because I see a lot of people talk about the American history of 2008 and all these immigrants talking. I don't know who these people are, but oh my goodness. And I'm going to show y'all something else, right? Did Trump bomb Syria? Now, why is it always Trump and Syria, right? Trump and Syria. Trump bombed Syria just as much. Why did Obama bomb Syria? He bombed Syria because they were using chemical weapons on their people. It's on camera. These people are extremists. So, right, even Trump did it. So then you'll probably ask yourself, they said Kamala did the most for Kamala's bombing in Trump. First of all, a vice president is an assistant. So I don't know why y'all are lumping Kamala into what anything Biden did. Second of all, I want to show y'all something. Watch this. So y'all are going to the right now because what y'all said about Kamala helps Israel. Trump bragging about doing the most for Israel. I don't know what's going on in these worlds.
But we're going to take care of Israel, and they know that. Bibi called me yesterday, called me the day before.
He has a personal nickname, BB, bro. What the?
We have a very good relationship, and I have to say they've done. Fortunately, they didn't listen to Biden, because if they listened to Biden, they'd right now be waiting for a bomb to drop on them. And they did their own work. They did not listen. They couldn't listen.
Didn't listen to Biden, so he's saying Biden was on camera now. Biden's saying they shouldn't. In the past, the only reason Biden helping them is because there have been a lot of extremist Arabs. And while I understand why y'all can be upset, actually, because by the same argument, African Americans have been, I don't even know anymore, dude.
So we're going to do a lot for Israel, and we're behind them. And the big thing, we want to have peace in the Middle East. We want to have Russia stop with Ukraine. We're going to get.
Why would Russia be attacking Ukraine? I'm going to get into that in a minute. But this dude has bragged about how much. Watch this.
Bibi called me yesterday.
Oh, it's the same one. I should have kept it going on.
97% of the vote. Of course I kid, because you know what happens when you do the little sarcasm and the kidding. They go, well, he said he's running for, But we're going to take care of Israel, and they know that. Bibi called me yesterday, called me the day before. We have a very good relationship. And I have to say they've done, fortunately, they didn't listen to Biden.
So that's different than the one
the day before. We have a very good relationship. And I have to say they've done.
There was one where he was bragging about how much he had literally did for them, like they're close friends. But they're blaming Kamala. He was the one that was paying Israel all this money before before Biden even got in office, man. So I don't even know anymore. I don't know if people are like, if this is like a big joke, if you guys, if like this is like I don't know, dude. So I don't. And like another thing that's been boggling me, because I was watching that Trump interview with Joe Rogan, and he was just bragging about sending businesses to other countries and all this other stuff, and how he destroyed the European diaspora. Because he's the reason Europe's been crumbling this last year, right? Y'all will blame Obama, y'all will blame Biden, but the protests started in 2022, right? The France protests and all this other stuff going on. And like I said, he's barely been in office. So I don't need y'all. He withdrew all this money from the other countries. He just bragged he did on camera. And then the other countries and everything started collapsing. So the dude destroyed the world. And now he's trying to do it again. And people are like, yeah, Trump, because build the walls. He didn't build no walls. Like, I don't know how many times I got to keep showing you guys this. EU news about Nazis in Ukraine. But YouTube seems to be more free agent, so a lot of stuff is on here. Look, they'll say, are his claims about Nazis in Ukraine real? But they 10 years ago, BBC News. Look, I don't have to.
For anyone who has developed a brain
they
or
put it
spinal
on
tumor
their
after
news.
using birth control shots, this
is their news.
For Ukrainian nationalists, January 1st is one of the most important days in their calendar. It marks the birth of Stepan Bandera, the leader of the Ukrainian partisan forces during the Second World War.
I told you, Operation Paperclip, this has been going on since Germany. They keep saying Russia's trying to pump. Imagine you're Russia, and the world's calling you a dictator, and for years and years and years and years and years, your people's getting murdered. Then after the EU brags about it in their news, you finally go to war with these people and they call you a communist. Like, brother, I don't know.
It was organized by the far-right Svoboda Party, Protesters marched amidst a river of torches and signs saying, "Ukraine above all else." But for many in Ukraine and abroad, Bandera's legacy is controversial. His group, the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists, sided with Nazi German forces before breaking with them later in the...
Sided with Nazi Germany forces, bro. Like, y'all are not listening. I hope you all are listening to me. Have Nazis been attacking Russians since World War II? Neo-Nazis have been active in Russia since World War II, 1994. Look at this. They have been steadily attacking in Russia. They don't tell y'all this stuff. So I don't even know. This is why Russia, Africa, and China and BRICS and all this are coming together, because stuff like this, Operation Paperclip. The lady who created Planned Parenthood was speaking at Klans meetings. They have her on video. This is why they keep talking about white race, perfect race, no abortions, because they wanted it for the African. Like, I don't know how to keep saying this, man. They're trying. Operation Paperclip. Not on Wikipedia, so they don't think I'm a liar. What was Operation Paperclip? So you could get this at all the other, like, dude, they brought the Nazis here to America. Then, like, Stein, right? Einstein. Is Stein a German word? There was a bunch of German Jewish people and Polish Jewish people, a whole bunch of people. Imagine the United States. Imagine if a German president was to become United States, being lobbied by AIPAC and a bunch of Israeli people like Erich Johann von Neumann and Hitler. Now imagine, right? History repeating itself. Now imagine all these right-wing racists come out and say, we don't want Jews in our country. Imagine what I'm telling you all happened back then. So then they brought a bunch of people to America, including Germans and Jewish people and a whole bunch of people. And then you would have America, where everybody's united. Then all these Jewish people or Germans and Jewish people start mixing together, whatever you want to call it, and start taking the name of something and creating a whole new legion of something. From German Stein. Where did Philos come from? Philos is actually... Where did Philos word come from? Ancient Greek. It means love or friendship. It's a Greek word, the Philos Steins. Whoever wrote this German Bible, man, does not like other races of people. I'm telling you, this man, flee from that book. This man, not Junior, this man, took William Tyndale's work. He was a racist. This is why this is happening. So, I don't even know how to keep telling people this. Like, they don't flash, stop scratching the window. So, there's a bunch of undercover deep stuff going on. I don't understand how a man who hates immigrants of a German immigrants. Yes, thank you. Selling Bibles in a country's separation from church and states. Like I'm telling you guys, man. Does Trump sell Bibles? I don't know how this is legal or possible. $60 each. Printed in China, because they're probably the ones making it. Like, this dude is a fuck. I can't. This is too funny. This is not funny, man. Because the supremacy is going to run wild. I don't know if people, but thankfully, BRICS. This is starting to happen, and other countries are starting to form together. Because then they tried to show one time, Putin don't want to shake Obama's hand. But they're not telling the truth of what was happening. And there was a lot of conflict between Obama, who's American, and that's what was going on, and who was simply, Putin has apologized and done all type of other stuff. You guys don't understand the propaganda that's going on. So we all need to come together and learn to grow and love each other and start to fix the world, man, because whatever's going on now currently in the world, this stuff don't make no sense to me. Did IBM fund Nazi Germany? IBM and the Holocaust, bro, dealt directly with the Holocaust organizers. Then the lady from Planned Parenthood, I think it was either her father or grandfather, started IBM. Look, was the woman who started Planned Parenthood speaking at Klan rallies. To the woman's auxiliary of the Ku Klux Klan in New Jersey. I don't have to lie to y'all, man. This stuff is the truth. If you guys want to know. So, you guys can do what y'all need to. I'm trying to tell y'all this country is full of supremacists, whatever color they are. And I'm trying to warn you all that they're trying to do some slick, sneaky stuff. And you can have the discernment to know some women need an abortion for certain reasons, and no other women were tricked and played along with the mainstream media to just get one. Cause first of all, the father, what they did was they destroyed the black family. They destroyed many. Remember, I told you they do it to the Africans first and the people of color, then it leaked to them. How many Caucasian men have to pay child support and have to deal with bougie women and still take care of their kids? So when they messed up the African American family and the dynamic and did all this foolishness and started industrialism, they basically gave the women the children, gave them a bunch of benefits, made it impossible, damn near hardly, for an African-American man to get a job, put us in these demographics and ghettos. That's basically the gentrification, the redlining, and all the stuff they talk about. So, you know what I mean? They put drugs in our streets and neighborhoods. Operation Contra. When the CIA was putting drugs in the streets, it's declassified now. Like it's get off the table. Stop it. The controversy. So I don't know how else to say it, man. It's basically this country's been really messed up. They've been martyring African Americans. They're still to this day talking about racism isn't real, but I don't like bringing up the actual, because there's been nothing but race massacres and riots. You guys keep saying, why don't blacks do anything? We have tried, dude. We are trying over and over again, and they do things to harm us. I seen this man. I'm going to show you guys a brief clip from this man from Egypt, and I want you to see what happened to him, because I'm going to explain something to you when dealing with this. This man came from Egypt, and he's black. So he came here, and whenever they told him he had to say that he was white, because they said Arab and European and Asiatic is white. So when he wouldn't, they started to attack him verbally, because he still had a job, he still had all the benefits, all that, as an Egyptian. So then he sued them and was suing them. But when I dealt with the hospital, with the police and everybody else, and with everything else I'm dealing with, and with my lungs and histoplasmosis in my previous employer, I get laughed at. Nobody helps me. My own family are against me, it seems like. So it's like people do. They come here and get the benefits, but we don't get help. And even when they talk about us, because they feel sad for what's going on with us, it seems like nothing is changing because there's too many tethers around and nobody's helping for real. So I want to show you guys something real quick. It's when dealing with this Egyptian man. Give me 1 second. It was an Egyptian man who came here, and this guy. I just want you to hear some of what he's saying real quickly.
What would you call a country that has purged more than 50 million voters in the last decade alone?
Okay.
That he met with the superintendent and then with the race second.
So in Egypt, if you are Christian, you are a minority person. But if you're black, you're not a minority person. You are a part of the mainstream society. And I came from this background. And in Egypt, you identify as Arab and as Muslim. And in this country, when I first came, I identified myself as Arab American and Muslim first. And gradually, I became to identify myself as black. I came to the U.S. in 1978. And I became U.S. citizen in 1985. When I became a U.S. resident, I was told by the Immigration and Naturalization that I am white. And I told them that I'm black, and they said, no, in this country, you are white. All Arabs in this country, all Arab immigrants are white. I didn't pay much attention in the beginning to this, because in the Arab world, we identify with our ethnicity first as Arabs, and then with the race second as black or white or whatever. But in this country, you identify with your racial group first and then with your ethnicity second. Gradually, I became black first and Arab second. And I rejected my white classification publicly for the first time in 1987, in February, as a panelist in a function sponsored by the Association of the Study of Black Life and History in Detroit. I said that I belong to two minority groups. I am Arab American and Black American, and I'm racially black and ethnically Egyptian. I was harassed by my employer right after that. I work for a white school district. The superintendent is white. All the associate superintendents are white, even though that we provide services to 30% black population. But the organization is white and the approach is very white. The attitude towards me changed completely after I went out publicly and rejected my white classification. One coworker came to me and told me, a white coworker came to me and told me right after the function that he met with the superintendent, and if I don't keep my mouth shut, my educational career is over. He said, you have nothing to do with these people. You have a history and a culture. These people came from the jungle. You have nothing to do with them. These people lie and steal. When I see one of them in my neighborhood, I call the police. And I was told by the director of general education, who is retired now, in 88, I was told by him that I get people angry when I say that I'm black Egyptian. If I just say that I'm Egyptian, I would get along. I have to add that I was denied promotion twice because I chose black classification. This is part of my 2 lawsuits against my employer, which are currently pending. 2 lawsuits.
So now see, even look at this. Look at all the African Americans that this has been happening to, us traditional ones that's been here. I'm not trying to like separate people. I'm saying imagine a world where me, my ancestors, I know of a story of a great-grandfather, his name was George, and they hung him on a plantation. And they have pictures of doing all this crazy stuff in my family. Now imagine, none of it, I heard the people that are still alive from, I forget which massacre it was, Rosewood or something like that. Even some of the people from something, they're still alive. And the judge told them they're not allowed a lawsuit. But different people are coming, even Candace Owens. She went and sued a university for racism. Then after she got the money, started saying racism wasn't real and talking about us. It's like, wow, when do we get reparations? When do we get repaired? The Japanese, everybody has gotten reparations except African Americans. And they still talk about us. And you hear us all the time. We don't hate them. We want to mix. We love them still. We don't think violence is the way. Martin Luther King Jr. It's like, when do we get our return? So because I'm finna show you, and I've told y'all this many times. In 2019, when they stopped doing the crime statistics after COVID for some reason, during Trump's presidency, he stopped a lot of stuff. So watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. Crime statistics 2019 by race, right? Table 43. Whoa, did they just say that too? Thank you. 70% of the crime was Caucasian. They even put it on their table. 70% of the crimes committed was Caucasians. They usurping all the crimes. The black and African American are dealing with murder is dealing with a deep system of hatred and basically pinning stuff on us. I've seen plenty of cold case files where they say they blamed an African American and then let him out later. Many a times. They usurping all the violent crimes, everything. So I'm going to show y'all something. This says 1.8 1.5 million African Americans, right? Now, I'm going to show y'all a statistic. How many African Americans in 2019 United States? 46.8%, 46.8 million, right? Watch this. Since they always want to bring up crime and bullshit. 1.8 million divided by 48. $48 million. 3% of African Americans committed crime in 2019. With our disparity, right? Since they always talk about statistics. Now look at our despair and discourage that happened to America, right? Or happened to African Americans compared to Caucasian Americans and how they've had it, right? How many Caucasians in United States in 20... Y'all are about to be surprised. 2019. What's the number, dude? How many whites in the United States? 219 million, right? 219 in 2019. $197 million. So y'all gained 20 million white. God damn, how? I thought COVID took y'all. These statistics. Okay, so I'm going to go with their statistics. 197 million. 100. 4 point. Hold on. 400. Oops. So 197 million. Okay, yeah, here we go. 4.7 million. 4.7 million divided by 197 million. They did 1% less crime than us by demographic. So everything about us as a nation having more crime, being more criminal, being more anything was a complete fucking lie statistically. And even with our disparity in our lives, our nation only did 1% more crime. Think about what I'm telling y'all. I just debunked and not only that, watch this. Yeah, got y'all ass. Because I brought up in another video, most murders happen in their own demographic. You can refer to sociology and psychology when dealing with that. But they had 7,000 unsolved murders, and most of them were Caucasian. Watch the cold case files. On the first 48, they already got the arrest, so those don't count. Got them. So there's almost 6,000 Caucasian murders unsolved in 2019. Whoopsies. Making us not the highest demographic of murder. And the only reason we have about 700 more murders on that chart is because of the way they do this. Oh, also the plea deals. What they do is they give people plea deals to where they give them accidental deaths. What's this? Watch this. Accidental manslaughter. Where you accidentally kill somebody and it's not a murder. Right? They play with the law and try to destroy our nation. So then you go even further. Watch this. Shit, I forgot what I was even finna. Oh. Percentage by race on public aid. So every time they keep talking about the people of color on public aid, the more they outsource, the more these disasters happen and viruses and everything else, we won't have no jobs. They get rid of public aid. So remember they say $750 for a home loan if your house destroyed, but they said public aid is bad. Watch this. The United States by race, all those numbers have switched. It was 46%. Now it's 37% white, 26% African American, 16% Hispanic. That's not. Here we go. Thank you. 46% Caucasian, 31%, or let me just go to the, because they'll bring up some false statistics sometimes. You gotta, it's funny. Here we go. Let's see, I gotta find it here. Because when they show those benefits, they'll skew data. Because when it comes to SSI, I'll show you in a second because it's not even. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you. 62% white, bro. Like, stop playing with me. The real, like, it's not even, you got to find the real statistics because they'll play with you. So then watch this. Who receives the most SSI per race? Because, you know, in terms of elderly, I can guarantee you that the people who live the longest right now in this demographic are Caucasian, and they're draining SSI. Like, I can't even make this. All the nursing homes, you can go work in them and check it out. Even facilities, the people who are paying for all that Medicaid and SSI are the average taxpayers, and most of them are Caucasian. Oh my goodness. So they'll say African Americans are twice as likely to get it, but they won't show the number and statistic by race. So it's like, because if I was to say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. There's 200 million of them and 40 million of us. So to say that we're twice as likely to need it is a joke. Because there's more of, I can't even explain why that's a joke statistically speaking. Like, it's, okay. See, look, they won't give out Caucasian. It's all people of color. They are so sneaky, bro. Why is this all black? Like, I can't, bro. I haven't met the number of Caucasians that I have met in real time that tell me they're on SSI versus African Americans who say they just get link or something is like ridiculous. I can't. Okay, so we'll take it. Who by race, and SSI is Medicaid, so watch how it switches. Who by race receives the most Medicaid? Because they'll even say Medicaid SSI every time. Watch this. Now they're blaming the American Indian Native. Oh my goodness. Followed by Black, Hispanic, and then white is like Native women. They are lying. Okay, who receives the most? What's Medicaid? Oh my goodness. What percentage of, what's the word I'm looking for? What percentage of public aid is Caucasian? This country is so scary, dude. It's making a larger percentage of public aid. Okay, so now, like what he just said, if you're Arab and Hispanic, when dealing with public aid, you're not white, but in any other instance, you are. So man. And even still, they get 13% or 11% more than African Americans. So even with our disparity. So I don't know, man. This is America. This is what I keep trying to teach people and show people. You guys keep asking why black people have never built nothing and done anything. I could take you like to a museum and show you that there would have to be a list of them that just happened over, and they hung people and burned them and cut off their genitals and I mean, how many look how this is just a wet. Look how all these massacres look. Wee, 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 wee. Like how many more? And it's just a subtle number of them. Like I don't. You guys, is this a joke at this point? What is wrong with people? They'd be like, facts or it didn't happen. It's their facts. Anyways, enjoy America. If you guys want more Trump and the right-wing Republicans, I don't fucking know.